I have returned. So let's get right back into it, shall we? All done with the Eden raids for now, so for now. I'll have to do the third one later. So, back to MSQ. But, before we do that, I missed out on getting tea with the girls just now. I got ditched because I apparently looked green around the gills after that crystal fucked me up a little bit. But I'm still itching for a drink. So, fuck it. If I can't get tea, I'll get some booze at the tavern. See how they're doing. I mean, it's been a while since we stopped in here, right? Yeah, I'm going. I almost thought I had to go talk to that guy over there. Leonard! Your best cup of ale, please. Shadow, walk with me. Leonard is overjoyed to welcome the conquering hero's return. Strongest ale you got, let's go. 1,000. Smash the glass. Well, if it isn't the great hunter himself. What's up, dude? As if you don't know. All 4 of the cardinal virtues laid low, all with your help. You're the top of the stairs, Leon. Alright. Yeah, well, it was all in a day's work. It was nothing. Thanks, though. When the night returned to Lakeland, we knew in our hearts that change was on the horizon. But never did I dare hope that you might help rid us of those terrible fiends. You've surpassed my wildest expectations. Come on, please, you flatter me too much. Not mine, Glynard. When I first laid eyes on him, I had an inkling that he was the hero we'd been waiting to come along. Wow, thanks, Yola. Take that as a compliment. Ha! Easy to claim after the fact. That's true. It's easy to say that after. If you'd indulge me, though, I would love to hear you tell how it all played out. The hunting of the virtues, that is. Sure, it's gonna be a long story, though. So, should probably take a seat and we should all get a drink, because it's gonna be a while. My word, there's so much more to it than I realized. There I thought you'd only have to track down the bloody things. Gods, those are things you learned about the Warriors of Light. So many secrets and details lost over time. And for all their hard work and sacrifice, they somehow brought about the flood? Can't say I understand it all, but it's a bloody tragedy it is. Yeah. Especially because their names got dragged through the mud afterwards. We should gather the others and toast their memories. Heroes of Eld, brave and true, to be remembered forevermore. Hey, I'm up for that. Now, I'll thank you not to let your bleeding heart drive you to offer up a fortnight's stock of spirits. Attend to your other customers and let me speak with the hero of here and now. Or let me speak with the hero of here and now. Whatever would I do without your good sense and wisdom? Very well, I'll leave you to entertain him. But don't think we won't be having that drink someday. Yeah, I was kind of hoping it'd be today, but oh well. Once again, I get robbed of my drinks. First tea, now ale. Leon, I must thank you for sharing with us such incredible tales. 'Tis only right that I repay you in kind. What do you have in mind? With the ending, that is. With the story of the true villain who towers above the virtues. The devil more deserving of death than any that yet lingers in this world. If your curiosity has been piqued, then meet with me atop the balcony overlooking the crystalline mine. I will be waiting there until you do. Okay. Ominous as fuck. Well, cryptic. Some cryptic words there, milady, but I'll see you there. Where is Ciela when I need her? Running off on a personal matter when we're busier than ever. Ah! Fiala? You came as I knew you would. Never met a mystery you could leave well enough alone, or a demon that you could let live, am I right? Sure. And this demon is undeniably deserving of death. Make no mistake. To cut them down would be just improper. The act of a goodly person, and that is just what you are. I can see that. Where are you going with this? No need to grow impatient or be offended, my friend. But before you pass judgment on this villain, you need first understand their part in everything. Who they were to the fallen warriors of light, for instance. Of course, right about now you must be wondering how I know what I know. What a tavern wench of all people has got to do with any of this. Let me tell you then. I'm the one who brought together the Virtue Hunters. I am the one who marked you as a potential ally to them and bade you join them in their quests. I alone knew what had to be done and what sort of sinner would be needed to see this tale of tragedy and betrayal brought to an end. But come, we have many moms ahead of us still. To Calusia and the Codger's Crook. I will go on ahead and wait for you there. That was closer. Look at the little quest icon on the journal. It's part of the role quest storyline. Once you do all of them, you unlock this, as it's been made pretty obvious at this point. This is called the Master Role quest, I believe. Hey, here she is. Oh, she even had time to change and everything. You were accustomed to life on the road, I see. As am I. Do you recognize this place? I thought you might. Here is where it began, where Ardbert first met Lemmet. Yeah, he got beat up by a bunch of goblins or whatever it was. Still young and lacking in experience, but possessed of so much potential. Heroes in the making. Even then, the keen-eyed could see. They would only fulfill that promise much later, though, after joining with their other dear companions, Brandon and Renda Ray, who I swear had a different name in Heavensward. And one other, an elven woman. Not half bad with a sword. Yeah, this mystery figure we keep seeing, and I say mystery because Arbor never mentioned her and we never saw her anywhere else except the role quest. Silva, right? Ah, but perhaps you're already asking the question, who? There were 5 Warriors of Light in all, but she would make 6. Indeed, after adding in Nilebert, there does seem to be one too many. But believe me when I say there was indeed a 6th adventurer lost to history, and her name was Silva. Yeah. Know anything about her we don't? That mystery was left unsolved after all the role quests. Though I doubt I need convince you of this truth. When you walked into Virtue's memories, you saw her time and time again, did you not? Yeah, with a very ominous-looking smirk on her face after every victory they had. Particularly whenever they got a crystal. Each of them. Then you saw the true villain. The traitor responsible for all their woes. Let us continue the story elsewhere. To Amarang and the Fields of Amber. They both seem equidistant, I don't know. You saw the true villain's face in their memories, and I told you her name in Calusia. But what were her crimes, you ask? Hearken to my tale, and you will learn. Silva had joined the others before they first met Albert. After their party of 5 came to this place, they took on a commission to slay a powerful beast that had taken up residence in mines. I remember that. Yeah, this one. Said beast was believed to be the instigator of ever more terrible tremors, and so time was of the essence. But during their hurried search, they crossed paths with their future companion, then a competitor aiming to usurp their prize. After another tremor triggered by the beast trapped them all underground, they had no choice but to work together to lay it low. But to their dismay, even after its death, the earth continued to shudder violently. As the adventurers looked to each other in confusion, Nilebert strode towards the beast's body and grabbed hold of a curious stone, a stone brimming with untold ether, that he had sought out that he might harness its potential to rescue a loved one lost to the rift. This is a nice recap of all the role quest storylines. Keeping it fresh on our minds. But so powerful was the stone that it warped the flow of the life stream. Its very existence was a threat. And so, when faced with the choice between one life and countless others, Nilebert wept and shattered the stone. That was a really hard decision. He had held his comrade's salvation in his hand and cast it aside for the greater good. For his sacrifice he was judged a hero, and in that instant, a warrior of light was born. You got one of Heidelin's little elemental crystals, yeah? In life, Nilebert was a pragmatic figure, whose wisdom and sagacity were admired by all. I don't know if you pronounce that sagacity, or... was there sagacious? That's probably it. Sagacity. Little wonder that in death he would retain his virtue. I was like, where are you going with this? But as Nilebert mourned the friend he forever lost, the betrayer Silva looked on in silent contentment, for they had taken their first step on their path towards becoming heroes brave and true. His sacrifice had sparked the transformation, plus fuel for the ritual to come. What ritual, you may wonder? Fear not, all will become clear in time. Come with me to Ravtika, to the Satia swamps. We must retrace the steps as they were taken to understand the depth of her treachery. Harambe, if you're out there, please don't attack me. Hey! We're safe for now. Song is a banger. This place too is familiar to you, no? From days recent and long since past. After the events in Almarang, Ardbert and his comrades grew in fame, spurring others to entreat their aid. The adventurers sought out greater and greater challenges, and in pursuit of another they came to Ravtika. Yeah, this is where Renda Ray finally settled the score with Balam Keats. While here, the hunter Renda Ray learned that the notorious mark Balam Keats was near, and so, under cover of darkness, she slipped away from the others to slay the beast by herself. Like Nilebert before, of course, you already know what her motive was. Balam Keats had robbed her of her fellow hunters. Only vengeance would redress the balance. Moreover, she would not dare risk the lives of her new comrades. So terrified was she of the mere possibility that she might have to relive that terrible day. And so she faced Balam Keats alone, and would have surely died for it, had Ardbert and the others not arrived in time to help. Like Albert before, of course, you already know what happened next. For her love, her conviction, and her resolve was she chosen by Heidelin. And from that day forward, Renda Ray swore never again to betray her comrades' trust, to share with them the triumphs and the tragedies, to relinquish the freedom she had once held in the highest. The bravest, most courageous hunter that ever was, that moment would define what she became in life, and in death. Her sacrifice would hasten the transformation, post fuel for the ritual to come. The betrayer, Silva, looked on, yet more satisfied. They were oblivious to her machinations, unaware that they were dancing to her tune. Their journeys continued, and some must ours, to Ilmeg and Liagia. So polite. But she keeps getting that same smirk as she keeps telling these stories. Hella foggy right now. Guessing we'll recap the story of Brandon here. As beautiful now as it was then. You saw it too. Would you not agree? A little different, but yeah. The fairies changed it a little. With the death of Balam Keats, the legend of Ardbert and his comrades had grown larger than ever. Thus, emboldened, they came to the kingdom of Vobert. Vobert had long been troubled by what some had dubbed a magical plague, innocents found transformed into misshapen fiends that the kingdom's knights had no choice but to put down ere the contagion spread. Brandon had been one such knight. In his youth, he had served the Princess Saldia faithfully, only to be cast out for a single mistake. Thus did he take to the road where he met Ardbert and the others. Having grown stronger and wiser and more respected, Brandon felt it was time to return and redeem himself, and with the aid of his comrades he did just that. Podrick, the court mage, was unmasked as the mastermind of Vobert's misery, and by disgraced knight's blade was he brought to justice. But with his dying breath, Podrick cursed the Princess Saldia, sentencing her to a fate worse than death. Yeah, that was tragic. At her behest did he raise up his blade and for the sake of the kingdom strike down his liege lady. With that single stroke he forever changed, though nearly not in the way that was necessary. He stood at the precipice and almost forsook his compassion for unflinching judgment, but mercifully turned aside at the last. Thus did he find and embrace true justice, that which weighs law and heart together and strives for the greater good. 'Tis a long, difficult road from which many stray, settling for simpler moralities. But I would expect no less of the man who became Dicaiosine. His sacrifice would strengthen the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. As her companions grew ever more powerful, so too did the betrayer Silva. Bit by bit, they brought her closer to her goal. But it was not yet finished. To Colusia they returned, and so must we. Comra and the next chapter of our tale await. At least now we get to see the chronological order of all the role quest storyline flashbacks. It's kind of cool. Slowly but surely, the adventurers were fulfilling their potential. Word of their deeds in Vobert spread like wildfire, and their legend grew ever larger. But for all their success, the fledgling heroes would be forced to endure more hardship and welcome more sacrifice. They pressed deeper into the depths of Rock Tika, towards ancient Ronka. 'Twas there that the dwarf Lamet came to a crossroads, for in claiming the magic she desperately desired, she would be forced to renounce something equally precious. Excuse me. Dwarves are a reclusive lot, wont to withdraw from the outside world that their many traditions might be preserved in isolation. When the stone blight began to spread, they chose to lock away the afflicted and refuse to seek outside help. But Lamet would not abide this. She vowed to save her ailing kin, her sister among them, even if it meant violating dwarven law. With her newfound power, she returned and cured the sick. And for this, she was banished by the Council of Elders. This came as no surprise, for she had made her peace with it long before. When she stood in that ancient ruin and called upon forgotten guardians to grant her forbidden knowledge, she knew then what the price would be. She had weighed her traditions and identity against the lives of those she loved and made her choice, though it pained her terribly and in ways only a dwarf could understand. And Heidelin, it would seem. Through hardship and sacrifice was a new warrior of light forged, a healer that knew more than any of the value of a life and would do anything to see it preserved, even in death. Her sacrifice would nearly complete the transformation, was fuel for the ritual to come, very soon then, very soon. For Ardbert and his comrades had stumbled upon evidence of the larger design, threads linking together the disparate troubles of the realm. A name spoken only in whispers, the Shadowkeeper. A singular force sowing chaos and discord throughout Norbrandt to an unknown end. If the Warriors of Light truly wished to save their world, then they would need to confront this villain amongst villains. And at the end of their exhaustive search, at the end of their struggle, who do you think they found, waiting to welcome them with open arms? I have a pretty strong inclination based on everything you've been saying. The answer to that awaits us in Lakeland, our final destination. The villain yet walks among us, Leon, unknown and unpunished. Go on ahead and wait for me at Laxon Loft. There are preparations to which I must first attend. Preparations, she says. Fuck, it's almost equal in distance. I want to say this one's slightly closer. No, it's actually this one. I had to put the cursor in the right spot for my eyes to see it. Still, the difference is almost negligible, honestly. Laxon Loft. The abandoned castle / fortress that we rescued Reen from the Yulmorans way back at the beginning of Shadowbringers. And we'll fill out the map a little. Some EXP. Looks like the place. Wow. Beautiful view of the Crystal Tower and the moon there. Clear skies. Get to see the stars. This is nice.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Couldn't help myself, I'm sorry. Those were her preparations, huh? Putting on a suit of armor and pulling out a gigantic sword, and then threatening me with it. Damn you, Silva! We were comrades in arms! Friends! That we were and that we are. Everything I said, everything I felt, it was all true. You mean the world to me. You're the bloody Shadowkeeper! What in the hells was this for? Same exact stance. For you. For every one of you. To forge you into heroes worthy of her blessing, that she might choose you as her champions. A ruthless mage, consumed by the pursuit of power to save his friend, no matter the cost. By his sacrifice, a warrior born. A mournful hunter scarred by tragedy, resolved never again to trust in others. By her sacrifice, a warrior born. A disgraced knight who yearned to steal his heart in justice's name. By his sacrifice, a warrior born. A troubled healer torn between tradition and love. By her sacrifice, a warrior born. And their leader. An adventurer with a heart overflowing with love for his dearest comrades, who must now bring his axe to bear against his own. By his sacrifice, a warrior born. I am the villain you seek, the keeper of shadows from a world shrouded in dark. By our struggle will this world be shattered and its souls saved. Silva! He's fucking pissed.
You bastard!
Basically. And then they fought. But she's still here. Nice name change, Ciela. Really did a lot to conceal her true identity, didn't she? Change of hairstyle, minor change in name. Saw it all, did you? I thought you might. Mother's gift has a knack for showing us exactly what we need to see. If not when we want to, or when. Yeah. They knew me as Silva, but my real name? It doesn't matter. Like you, I am not of this world. I crossed the rift and came to the first. My home, the 13th, fell to dark in a calamity that mirrored the one which nearly claimed this world. I was one of several heroes who failed to save it. Oh wow, you have a lot in common with Arbert then. So she's from the world that became the Void. Oh yeah, I can flip that now. It's been a couple hours. Improve the lighting in here. There we go. The boy, Unukalai, I have glimpsed in him in your memories. He was a friend. Like him, I heeded the words of the Asians, and that I might redress the balance, I chose to come here and hasten a rejoining of worlds. So she knows Anukalai. Holy shit, we haven't heard from that dude since Heavensward. That kid's still back at the Rising Stones, isn't he? A shard subsumed by dark demands, a mirror of blinding light. Primordial forces will strive to achieve equilibrium. Yeah, this is true. Nature has a funny way of doing this, balancing itself. But there was a solution. A single solution, I believed. Look, even she got to meet the Ascians on the moon. Can everybody just breathe on the moon or something? Because she's not an Ascian. Arbert wasn't either, and they're just fine. Were a flood of light to consume this shard in its entirety, it would be of no use. The Ascians made it clear it must be brought to the brink, but no further. So that's why they fucked up with the 13th. They went overboard and it got completely consumed by darkness, and that's not... They know what they were doing back then. And now they realize they just have to bring it just to the edge. They have to edge it. Just to the edge, but not full on... Not a full-on orgasm. The task was difficult, but the plan simple. Souls predisposed to light, fledgling heroes in the making. I would bring together Ardbert and his comrades and groom them for a higher purpose. I would play the part of comrade and guide their course, all the while laboring in secret to pit stronger and stronger enemies against them. Until finally, once they were warriors of light brave and true, I would reveal myself as a warrior of darkness and extinguish their radiance forever. Thus would this world be primed for a rejoining, and the source for a calamity. The Ascians who called themselves Mitron and Logrif were confident it would succeed. And indeed, Ardbert and the others rose to the occasion as I knew they would. It was not to be. I had misjudged Ardbert. His comrades before him had made their sacrifices in turn, and as their mirror I had grown stronger for it. Had he but embraced his role and struck me down, victory would have been mine. But he showed you mercy at the end, didn't he? But Ardbert, dear Ardbert, would not forsake his heart. In the end, he chose mercy. He chose love, and I was undone. You meant too much to him. He couldn't do it. Just like that, the plan was a failure. The rest you know. He sought out Mitron and Logrif and granted them what he refused me. They accomplished everything they set out to achieve. And then the flood came and washed it away. In the wake of my betrayal, I would look on from the shadows and reflect on my many sins as all fell to ruin. Denied death then and now, and perhaps ever after, as a fragment of my essence endures. But then, one day, years ago, my fallen comrades rose again as the cardinal virtues. It coincided with the arrival of the first Scions, I later realized. A defense against the forces being marshaled to undo my failure. Oh wow, so the cardinal virtues started showing up at the same time that Grauhatia had just transported Thancred and the others to the first at the end of Stormblood. Or rather, the post-game, the transitionary period. I can but assume the Ascians planted the idea in Vothri's head. They were his creations, after all, and with their graves in Yulmoran territory, it was doubtless a simple matter to have their bodies exhumed and prepared. Who am I to speak, you may think when I say this, but when I saw these abominations he had wrought in their image, I was filled with such despair, such anger. I cannot unwrite the past. My soul is stained with blackest sin, and I will not pretend that it can ever be otherwise. But this act, this I could not ignore. If the Ascians were going to such lengths, then surely others would cross the rift in due time. And so I hatched a plan. I would assume the guise of Ciela, and as her take up residence in the Crystarium, where I would take measures to bring together the most ambitious of adventurers. Individuals driven by more than mere coin. Virtue hunters. That way, when the enemy the Ascians feared more than any came to the first, the stage would be set. They would join in the hunter's quests, and together unmake Vothri's simulacra, and lay their souls to rest once more. And so you did, Leon. The virtues are no more, but the one ultimately responsible for their creation, The devil who set them on their doomed path lingers still. You know all there is to know of the heroes who saved this world. The truth I kept hidden in the shadows is yours, and there are no more secrets to share. And so I ask you now to grant me that which Ardwick could not. Death. Can't do that. You still have a duty to others. No, don't do this. Don't you spare me like he did. How can you stand there and say I deserve to live? Knowing everything I did, the lives I destroyed, the chaos I wrought? The Warden's pale in comparison. Surely there is no greater villain than the Shadowkeeper. That's exactly what I was about to say before the answer sheet came out. In my own words, of course, but yeah. Which is why you must live to atone for your deeds. Death is the easy way out when it comes to making up for what you did. I should have expected a hero would say something like that. How does one even seek atonement? 'Tis an undiscovered country with no charts or stars to guide. How will I even know when I find it? Well, the funny thing about atonement is it's forever. It's not a destination, Silva. It's an endless journey. Perhaps I may yet find purpose in preserving my comrade's legacy, and helping others to understand the sacrifices that made them true heroes. For now, I shall return to the Crystarium and continue to assist Glynard, while spreading the forgotten tales of the Warriors of Light. You would have been good friends, you and Ardbert, in another life. Don't be so sure of yourself. Me and him actually did become good friends, even in this life. Maybe you and I as well. She confessed everything. Hope that was a weight off her chest, at least. If you really want to atone for what you did, when you did something that horribly wrong, death isn't the answer. Not by your own hand, anyway. Or even trying to get someone else to do it, really. It's not really how you do it. If you still have the gift of life, you use that to atone for what you did in any way that you can. You don't just kill yourself or let someone else kill you and think that that makes it square. Life's never that simple. I tell you, I am not at all accustomed to wearing armor any longer. Simply moving about in it is enough to tax my strength. And fighting? Ugh. Any one of Captain Lena's recruits could probably put me flat on my back. I mean, you lift that sword with a lot of style, but yeah. Fortunately, I needn't rely on my sword to spread the truth of my fallen comrades' deeds. Only words and the passage of time will see their legacy redeemed in the eyes of the people. Thank you for accompanying me on my journey of remembrance, Leon. May your deeds ever be remembered and celebrated as all heroes deserve. She kept her hair. She changed it back to what it was when she was known as Sylvan. Well, you're welcome, Sailor. Again, hope I was a weight off your chest. Tales to be told. And that, as they say, is that. Oh. That was a nice little sidetrack. I never got that drink I wanted. Wait, actually, what do they say right now? Welcome to the Wandering Stairs, love. What? What does that look like? I'm still a tavern wench, aren't I? We all have our parts to play. He's like, I gotta go back to acting like a flirty waitress. That's what brings in customers at a bar. Let me talk to Blinger first. All hail the great hunter! Things have certainly changed around here since you first walked in. Ciella's attitude not least of all. That lass always seemed to have a cloud hanging over her, much as she tried to hide it. But now I see her laughing and talking with the customers like she actually enjoys it. Stranger things, I suppose. Again, gotta wait off her chest. Welcome to the Wandering Stairs, love. I love how she says that. What? What does that look for? I'm still a tavern wench, aren't I? We all have our parts to play. Alright, tell me about the Warriors of Light. Ardbert, Lamet, Brandon, Renderay, and Nilebert. These are the names of the villains responsible for the Flood of Light which nearly destroyed our world. Lies and slander, of course. They were as much victims of fate as any of us. They traveled the length and breadth of Norbrand, helping those in need, and for their deeds came to be known as heroes. But sometimes all it takes to destroy your reputation is a bad turn. Yeah. One bad turn and it's over. And yet, despite everything that happened, they refused to give up. They cut a deal with the man in white and made one last desperate gamble. But you know that tale better than me, don't you? Yep. So tell me about the Shadow Keeper. Why, only the greatest villain of her day. The mysterious architect of countless tragedies all across Norbrand who finally faced justice at the hands of the Warriors of Light. The betrayer whose defeat set in motion events culminating with the Flood of Light. But you knew that much, didn't you? Before I took that name, I was known by another in the 13th. Excuse me, a shard all but subsumed by darkness. There I met with Asians who convinced me that the only path to salvation was to embrace the dark and journey onto this world. I had two objectives. One was to raise up heroes brave and true, worthy champions of the light, Ardbert and the others. I would join them in their journey and shepherd them into glory. Heroes need enemies to grow stronger, and so I sowed the seeds of discord. From Lakeland to Colusia, from Amarang to Ilmeg, I set in motion events that would forever change the lives of my comrades and countless others. My second objective was contingent on the first. I would confront the adventurers forged by hardship into warriors of light and strike them down at the height of their power, ensuring that the delicate imbalance between the primordial forces would be preserved just so. But in the end, I failed. So how fare you of late? Still tending the bar, cleaning up after drunkards and Glynard. If this is the punishment you had in mind, I struggle to fathom a harsher fate. Not exactly, but okay. Yeah, sure, I'll take it for now. I guess. In all seriousness, I have been making an effort to use my spare moments to entertain patrons with stories of the Warriors of Light. The truth with all the forgotten glories and sordid details. This being a bar, most of the folks lending an ear are a few drinks deep, so there's no telling how much of it they retain, or believe for that matter. But I'll keep at it. Stories have a way of spreading. Alright. That's true. Of course, the broken telephone is always a thing. Stories spread, but they also change. You know. Also, just to give a brief analysis on everything she told us, we now have a slight chronology or sequence of events for how things unfolded. Thanks to... like, she filled in some plot holes that Emmett Selk never did. Well, Emmett Selk and Vothry, right? So she did what she did first. At the command of Logrif and the other Assim. Forgot their name already. What the hell? Hold on. This can't have been more than 15 minutes ago. They've already said their names multiple times, and I keep forgetting. Logrif and who? She says it here. No. Why the hell did she say their names? I know it's really close to this. We just saw them right there, but they just look like regular Asians. There it is! Mitron and Logrif. Mitron and Logrif. I gotta remember that. Mitron sounding a lot like Matron. Safe to assume Mitron might be a woman. Like Igrim? Could just be the name, though. Mitron and Logrif. Yeah, it sounds like a woman and a man, but I don't know. We don't get to see anything but their backs in that flashback. So yeah, Mitron and Logrif. And she just filled in the gaps there. She basically said she was manipulated to do all that, when it failed, because Ardbert showed mercy to Silva, which they didn't want, of course. One of them had to die. Ardbert and the others went after Mitron and Logrith because Silva told them everything, and they killed them. Ardbert and his friends found a way to kill Mitron and Logrith, and that's when Emmett Selk had to step in. Because when that happened, it was ruining their plans. So that's when Emmett Selk stepped in and did something. Well, actually, no, there's still another plot hole here. They said that they killed Mitron and Logrith, but in so doing, or she kind of just led us to think it went down this way, that in so doing, the Flood of Light came. And Ardbert said this too. He said that after they defeated the Ascians and the Shadowkeeper, that's when the Flood of Light came. But they still haven't explained exactly how or what triggered it. We're only getting clues now in the Eden raids that it has something to do with Eden, the first Sin Eater, that Eden caused it, but who brought about Ethan's creation or brought it into this world and triggered it to happen? Because it seems to have some kind of control system, like a fucking airship, basically, if we've learned anything from the way Reen's controlling it. So there's still something missing there. Something between the time Ardbert actually and his friends actually killed Mitron and Logrith, and then Eden causing the Flood of Light, and then Menphilia showing up, excuse me, stopping the Flood of Light, which, you know, again put a damper on everything. And then that's when Emmett Selk, excuse me again, Jesus, that's when Emmett Selk created Vothri. And then Vothri created the Cardinal Virtues just as we started showing up 100 years later. Well, 100 years after the Flood. Vothri I don't think is that old. I don't know, actually. Alright. So that's where we're at right now. With the mystery of, you know, the Flood of Light that afflicted the First. We're well on our way to figuring it all out and piecing it together, but I think we still have a few more pieces left to find to solve this puzzle. Damn it. Excuse me. That's something that I really like about Shadowbringers is they don't answer all the questions at the end, and they don't answer all the questions if you just stick to MSQ. You have to do these role quests and their respective, you know, the master role quests from doing all of them, and even the Eden raids, and a few more other things besides that to actually piece together the entire story of how the First came to be what it was when you first got here, and, you know, saved it. It's really fucking cool. They created this whole other world with a bunch of lore that you have to slowly discover by doing a bunch of extra behind-the-scenes side quests that you may not, you know about right away. Because that quest isn't obvious. It was a yellow marker like any other one. The only one that made it stand out was the fact that it was marked level 80. But my first time through, I did all the role quests and had no idea that there was going to be a master role quest like that one that spawned. So I didn't do it until way later, and I was like, what the hell is this? And I wasn't even streaming anymore, so I didn't get to stream my first time reaction of that quest we just did, but yeah. Pretty cool stuff. Anyway. Enough banter and stalling, let's go. Right, it's not marked out here on the minimap, but it's over here. Alright, MSQ time. No more queuing up for parties for anything, so turn on busy status and let's go. Taru! Oh yeah, hold on. I think I have to go outside for this. Well, no, I'll do it after. Why waste time like that? Alright, before we get started, let's shake and resolve. Okay, that's our next quest. Before we start, I am gonna go use the restroom real quick. So, BRB. Alright, I'm back. So, let's keep going. Alright, 5.1 MSQ. Let's go. Shake and resolve. Totaro seemed eager to make up for lost time. What's on your mind, Totaro? Leon! God, it's good to see you. I hope your being here means you've had your fill of rest. Oh, sure, I've been resting. Not so much as 40 winks, truth be told. Nah, more than my fill. Although, you do get a funny response if you say that. Well, you've certainly earned it. I think if you say not so much as 40 winks, she basically says something along the lines of, like, you know, don't overdo it. You need to sleep too. It's, you know, it's bad for you to stay up too long and all that stuff. I was like, it almost feels like it's breaking the fourth wall to a certain extent and kind of saying, hey, get some sleep. Seriously. Don't binge on this game so much or whatever else you might be doing that you don't sleep. Sleep is important. Anyway, not much has happened since your last visit. I had planned for you to meet that helper I told you about, but he refuses to answer his link pro. I do hope he's alright. We've been exchanging messages with the Eorzean Alliance throughout though. They say the fighting has finally stopped at the Gimlet Dark, and that the Empire has shown no sign of movement. Which means we might actually have a moment to ourselves for a change. Seeing as you're back, maybe you could tell me more about your time in the First? Sure. Great! Oh, and if you don't mind, I'd like to ask Flamin to join us. She'll want to know what happened to Minfilia, and I think it's best she hears it from you. See? That's what I'm saying. That faulty-ass guide I showed you guys yesterday said that one quest that I did out of order is accessible after 5.0. No. It's not accessible until after 5.1 because this has to happen first. Oy. I should have checked other sources like I did afterwards, after the fact, beforehand. Well, I'll just have to do what I said I was going to do. I'll meet you on the terrace at the House of Splendors. Wait. More tears again. So now it's probably just going to feel different since we already kind of saw the funeral. We'll be waiting for you at the House of Splendors, and I expect you to tell us absolutely everything about your time in the First. Okay, you asked for it. Have they changed their dialogue yet? We're in 5.1 now. Our war of subterfuge is moving along well enough, but we often find ourselves wanting for Thancred and Alfino's expertise. Wish they'd hurry up and get their asses back over here. Okay, yeah, they've changed what they say, finally. Not that I expected any less, but 'tis good to see you home and unharmed. I am pleased to report that Ehrenwald and his fellow primal hunters have upheld the peace while you've been away. You made a little band with primal hunters, huh? That's cute. A pleasure to see you, Leon. I cannot well imagine what sort of world the First is, or adventures you had, but that you have returned to us safe and sound is of great comfort. Well, thanks. Afami. Welcome back, Leon. How did the Archons fare over in the First? When next you see them, you may inform them that their bodies are as well as can be. I'll let them know. No one else, huh? Okay. I remember when I first started doing that questline, I thought it was like an off-screen thing. I was like, well, when exactly did we talk to Flamin about Minfilia? So I started getting, my spidey sense was tingling at that point. But I decided to ignore it. I shouldn't have. And it was like, oh, it doesn't mean anything. But I was betrayed. I was betrayed! The guide needs to say this is available after 5.1, not 5.0. Leon! My, it has been too long. Totaro did mention that I would be joining you, did she not? Yep. You might not like what I have to say, but... well... nah. I think it'll be fine. It's still gonna be sad, but... thank you. Words cannot well express how I have longed to know more of the First. This world Minfilia has sacrificed so much to save. But come, rest your feet. Totaro should be arriving shortly. Okay. Oh god, here it comes. Telling them everything. And so Minfilia chose to pass on her gifts to the next Oracle? This girl who Thancred named Reen? Yeah. To have such a burden thrust upon her as a child, only to embrace it when given the choice. In that respect, they are quite alike. It would seem her legacy is indeed in capable hands. Yeah, that's how it started with Minfilia, yeah. Leon, might I ask a favor of you when next you return to the First? To tell Reen what I cannot. Sure. What do you want me to tell her? To tell her... thank you. Of course. And I would offer thanks to you as well. For staying with her to the end. Of course. Begging your pardon, but could I have a word? Who's this? Oh, Real. What's up, dude? Real! I hope you're here to tell me you've received word from our helper. I wish. Nay, I've not had a peep out of him. And it's been a good long while now. Too bloody long. On account of which I'm gonna sneak over the border and see if I can't get a signal to him from closer up. But what if they catch you? There must be another way. Well, it ain't as if we can ask Tancred to do it. Besides, I shouldn't have no trouble picking me way through Gimlet now that the fighting's died down. Gods know there's enough shadows to hide in. And it beats waiting around here twiddling me thumbs. Any road, I just thought I'd let you know. Now I'd best be... Ah! I nearly forgot. Kryle's at the stones and she wants a word. Something to do with the patients. She was getting ready to examine them again when I left. We'd best head back then. I'm sure it's important. Right. You needn't worry about me. Go and see what Kryle has to say. See you later. Yeah, she took it about as well as it was implied when we, did that side quest line out of order. Which, don't worry, for those of you watching on YouTube, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, because I edited it out, of course. I'm trying to keep it in, I'm trying to keep things coherent on the YouTube playlist, so I mentioned this a couple streams ago. I'll be replaying that segment. Not live, but rather just showing the video of me having first played it. To integrate it as part of one of the later YouTube videos. Once we finish with 5.1, basically. It'll be a good opportunity and a good excuse for me to take a break in real life while the video plays. It's only about 15 minutes, so... It'll be a good way to take a break. And then we'll continue to 5.2 on MSQ. It seems she's still examining them. Oh, I do hope it's nothing bad. Uh-oh. Anyway, don't worry, Tatara, I think it'll be fine. I guess we'll find out in a second, but yeah.
You're here. Good.
So, how are they?
Still locked in slumber, but otherwise in good physical health. For the present, at least.
For the present? Oh no, is something wrong with them?
I'm afraid there may be. I summoned you after detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examination suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed. Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them. Thancred exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Urianger. The twins' ether, meanwhile, remains relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
That's the order in which they disappeared, so...
Hold on. Isn't that the order they were called away in?
Exactly.
Indeed. which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time. Though I can but speculate, I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
By the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
I cannot say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good. Mercifully, the instability is still only slight. And you may rest assured, Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening. Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
Or else they might die. Leave it to me. I like the other answer too, but it's no laughing matter. We gotta save our friends, our homies.
Thank you.
But where's he even supposed to start? We had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
You stated in your report that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct?
Yeah, this is true.
Raha always was a reckless young fool, ready to die for the first righteous cause that came along. His plan might well have worked, but I for one am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through. Even if it does mean our friends must remain stranded a while longer.
You and me both. Glad he didn't die, yeah.
There is another way, I am sure of it. And the key lies with him, with the Exarch. Pray return to the First and apprise him and the others of the situation. We, meanwhile, will do what we can from here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share upon your return.
Sounds good. So time is not on our side. Take care over in the First, Leon. We're counting on you and the Crystal Exarch to bring our friends home. Right. Don't you worry. Master Matoya and I will think of something. Yeah, the real Matoya, yeah. Gotta remember, it's a little confusing when, you know, Yustola's taken on the name over there. At least with the Knights Blessed. Glad the Custarians are really close. You just have to go, you know... Oh, right, you can't do that when you're teleporting outside and then go there. There? Oh, there. Combination of here and there. I don't know what the hell that was. A little boat guy that takes you to the base of the Crystal Tower, just outside the Labyrinth of the Ancients, and you can teleport back the normal way. Which will make you spawn, of course, inside the Crystal Tower already, in the Ocular. With everyone else. Well, with Grahati anyway, because everybody's split. Do you have business with the Crystal Exarch? Just say the word and I'd be happy to escort you to the Ocular. Yeah. Yo, fool! I'm back. Ah, Liam. You are returned. I hope your time in the Source was suitably restful? More or less, yeah. But of course it wasn't. Go on. Yeah, as soon as I got back. Their corporeal ether shows signs of instability. By the gods. The possibility never even occurred to me. Right, you never thought this far ahead. If you have returned in the hope that my research has yielded a solution, I fear you will be sorely disappointed. 'Tis but a mercy we have the likes of Mistress Kryl and Master Matoya to keep our friends' bodies safe while we wrestle with the problem. But they cannot forestall the separation of body and soul indefinitely. Come, the others must be told. Yeah. Got some bad news, guys.
Pray excuse my late arrival.
Will Thancred and Reen not be joining us?
Nay, milady. With apologies to all, they beg leave to pursue their investigation of the empty to its conclusion. Should matters here demand their presence, however, they did assure me that they would make themselves available.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed.
Luckily, we already know what they're doing over there in the empty.
I think it best that you begin by providing a summary of Mistress Kryle's findings.
I suppose it was only to be expected that some change would occur.
Yet our souls seem unaffected, to my eye at least. How long they will remain so is another question. Kryle is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the source.
Perhaps an explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration. Ere I begin, it must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage. In order to employ powerful magics, I must rely upon the Crystal Tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy.
You cheating!
The magic that summoned you was no exception. 'Tis a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the first. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed. Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete state. I would not soon throw my life away, not after the lengths you and yours went to save it. And so long as I breathe, I will spare no effort to see you safely home. But should all else fail, and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
That's out of the question.
Oh, what? What was that for?
How can you even entertain such thoughts? You owe your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless he says so.
Hell, Malize.
Your followers await your divine judgment.
Oh wow, what the fuck?
Did you just...
Just...
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion? Rather than dwelling upon the multiple failed attempts at transference, I think it would behoove us to focus on the solitary's success.
Oh,
I
me?
would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of his body and soul, but his personal effects besides.
It's true, I didn't show up
This is no
naked.
different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
My source?
Are you suggesting that simply by considering us his possessions, he could carry our souls back to the source upon his person?
Well, it would be nice if things were that simple for a change. But vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake our lives on. So much as a moment of doubt on his part and we'd be left floating in the rift.
Milady hath the right of it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask even of our friend. Yet, were we to immure our souls within an object in his possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured. White Auracite would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose. It was conceived to imprison the massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease. We would need only to ensure our soul's safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back unto our vacant bodies.
That's good thinking.
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us. On the far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves. It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain Numo chose to make their home there soon after. Though they have long lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrant is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
Well, I've no objection to seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me. Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the Fae folk. By that merit alone, I am hopeful that they would grant you an audience. They may still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
I'm down. Sounds good to me. I need motherfucking food. Not right now, anyway. 'Tis said the kingdom of Obert was once home to the realm's greatest knights and magics both. To command a place at the royal court, the Numo whom we seek must needs have been a mage among mages. Formidable opponent then if they stick their familiars on us. A mage of surpassing skill, living a life of seclusion. Now where have I heard that before? One can only hope they are more receptive to unsolicited visitations. If they're anything like Matoya, they won't be. The Numo seems such a welcoming folk in Ilmeg. What do you suppose could have driven this one to a life of seclusion? Something pretty harsh. I'm sick and tired of the Exarch's attempts at selfless sacrifice. If he suggests dying one more time, I swear I'm gonna grant him his wish. Holy shit! Go get him, Alize. Go get him. It's just like Kryl said, he's always looking to sacrifice himself for a righteous cause. The first righteous cause that comes in front of him, he just tried to kill himself for it. It's like, dude, you gotta at least try to look for another way before offering up your life. A grand adventure. Hey, I live for that. Let's do it. The Crystal Exarch wastes no time in seeking help for your stranded comrades. Well, me neither. Oh, let me get everybody in the shot here. That's good. The Grand Cosmos, that is the palace we seek, stands on the opposite shore of the source. I will arrange for a boat to carry us there. Whilst thou journeyest thither, I think it best that I devote mine energies to the creation of white auracite. By thy leave, of course. The process requireth no small amount of time, and should the Numo consent to lend us their aid, we will have need of a suitable vessel ere long. Agreed. Then I would ask the rest of you to meet me in Sullen. And do be prepared for a warm reception. I'll be ready for a fight. Got it. Alright, Aramja, you gonna hold down the fort then? Pray join the others in Sullen. I shall turn my thoughts to the R site and apprise Thancred and Reen of our progress. Right. Let them know how it's going. Damn. The quickest way. Actually, it's not too far. What I mean is this. That one right there. Not that person, damn it. There. There we go. I suppose it's still kind of a minor time loss, but whatever. It's raining. Weed! I was trying to move to the beat of the damn song, but... Or not the beat, but you know. He said the palace is on the opposite shore, but I see nothing on the horizon save empty sky. Curious. Oh, fuck. Really? Now? Give me a second. I got irritated. I'm good. Think. The Exarch said to prepare for a warm reception at the palace. Let's hope it's more cordial than his last visit. Yeah, I don't think so. I was relieved to hear the Exarch intended to arrange for a boat to carry us across the lake. Not that I would be opposed to swimming, mind you. This running gag. This running gag of, haha, Alfino can't swim, you know. As I told you before, I had scarcely set foot on the palace grounds when I was set upon by our host familiars, and I expect our reception today to be no different, which is why I propose we march through the main gate, weapons drawn. I'm sorry, but are we not here to petition for assistance? You can't honestly think barging in looking for a fight is going to persuade them. Actually, I believe the Exarch may have the right of it. They have no doubt poured a great deal of time and energy into their creations. Were I them, I should be most interested to meet with those who could overcome my defenses. Of course she would be able to step into their shoes. As would any true seeker of knowledge. There is little we can say or do to convince them to help us if we know nothing of their character, nor less why they chose to hide themselves from the world. But if we can seize their interest, mayhap we can earn ourselves an audience. Sounds good to me, buddy. Let's do it. Weapons drawn it is, then. Well, I must say, Exarch, you certainly seem to be enjoying all of this. We got your number, Graha. Leon doesn't know yet. I know why he's enjoying this. Do I? Well, I will not deny that I enjoy the thought of fighting alongside you all rather than pacing about inside the Crystal Tower. Sure. Nice deflection. You both seem to be in rather high spirits, if you ask me. Not that I'm surprised. Your moods invariably improve when Leon is around. Oh, shit! Alfino calling them both out!
What the fuck?
What exactly are you implying? He averted a calamity, and the light which seemed destined to consume him has been extinguished. It is only natural that we'd be pleased to see him. Nah, I think Alfino's onto something more here. I think both of y'all have a little bit of a crush on me, is what's really going on. Yes, well, you have plenty of time to celebrate his good health after we finish here. Of course. Then let us proceed to the palace. I'm glad Alfino called them both out. Especially Alize. She deserves that for all the chirps that she sends Alfino's way. Tis good to be here with you for a change. Whatever you would have me do, you need but say the word. Okay. How long has it been since we last went on such an expedition? Cannot help but be reminded of the ruins of Scala. Oh yeah, Ehrenwald's adventure. That was 4.1. I can but imagine what manner of beasts keep guard here. No doubt they will afford us scant opportunity to explore the palace. A pity. Alize? I think we've done enough talking, don't you? We have a Numo to impress. Nice deflection. Now, obviously, we know what's going on here. We saw how much Pesline told us about how Alize would talk us up a lot. You know, ever since the Coils of Bahamut and all that stuff. And even everything that's happened since then. Alize is just, you know, constantly like, oh, the Warrior of Light, he's so cool, he's so awesome, you know? And Grahatia is no different. If you remember from the Crystal Tower raid series, same thing. They both simp for the Warrior of Light. Not, you know, not in like an intimate way, but rather in, they can't help but admire him so much that they're like starstruck when the Warrior of Light is in the room. They're just like... There we go, that's a good way to put it, yeah. They're both basically starstruck by the Warrior of Light. It's quite funny. Leon's totally oblivious too, he's like, what? Or maybe he just likes to play innocent, I don't know. I think it's probably just more with Alize. Or, sorry, no, Grahatia. That he's just kind of like... It's been so long since back then, but... Grahatia did mention he's always, And he said it at the end of Shadowbringers, right before we fought Vothri, and he almost made a sacrifice. I remember this. He said he had an old friend from a long time ago that if he had the chance, he would go back and tell them how much, he wants to, like, you know, how much he wishes he could go on, like, adventures with him and such. He was obviously talking about us. It was very similar to what he said at the end of the Crystal Tower raid series way back in Realm Reborn. That's why he's happy to be here. He wants to be part of this expedition because we're here. He wants to fight side by side with us. I say let's give them the opportunity. How do we do it? Do I get rid of you and put him in?
Very well.
As a healer? Or do I get rid of Istola and keep... Oh wait, no, this is the only way. Yeah, never mind. I can't take out Istola and put Alfino in. Can't have two healers. Game won't let you. Oh wait, no, that'll... No, there is... Yeah, you can turn Grahatia into a DPS. Or... Oh, but... Hold on. Let me see.
My strength is yours.
No, yeah, that's...
Very well.
Yeah, there we go. Like that. But I want to bring Istola around. Just because the whole theme of magic and stuff. Sorry, Alfino. You're getting the short end of the stick right now.
Very well.
I'll give Grahatia what he wants. Him and Alize both. They can have a chance. Sorry, I'm still debating about these two. Now let's bring them in like this. I do like to bring Alfino the twins as a pair, but for once let's do something different and not. Let's just bring Alize and Grahatia instead. Maybe they... I think the dialogue and the banter in the dungeon changes a lot depending on which combination of characters you bring. I want to try this out and see what happens. Fuck it. Alright, let's do this. I'm going in. Everybody onto the boat! Get to the boat! The chopper! The boat! Same shit. Get on the vehicle. Is that the guy we're looking for? Doesn't look like any Numo I've ever seen. Oh shit. Here we go again. Let the grand adventure commence. Should you value your lives, you will quit this place at once. I'll be gone with you. Well, I'd say we're off to a fine start. Perhaps, but how long our good fortune holds remains to be seen. From ageless sleep I bid thee rise. Well, there we go. Exactly like we predicted. I missed one of these. That's what I was forgetting. Oh, they're gone. Bring unto them a swift demise. Like hell they will. Kick them in the nuts. This too. Been playing Dark Knight so long, I'm rusty with Gunbreaker already. Cool. Okay, we're not going that way. Alright, what's the fucking map? That'll do it. Look how they make a mess of my floors! Swish and flick! My lovely swish and flick! Magic brooms. How nostalgic. That's why I brought you Stella around. I knew she'd be able to relate with Matoya and everything. I call forth blades to run them through. I guess we're not going that way. Brave Knights of Eld, tried and true. We've already stuck fools like this on us before. I don't think this is gonna help, but sure. I wanted to group them better. There we go. Cool. If you insist on making a mess of my palace, then you leave me no choice. Oh dear. They don't yet seem inclined to talk. Well, it was your idea to brandish blades at the door. Got you there. He's probably thinking, haha, fool! Come, my lovelies, there is filth that wants for cleaning. Oh, Otemet! Swish, swish, swisharoo! Time to work. He said backwards, basically. Pernicious things you are. No matter. Call me a stain? What a mess, what a mess. That's what he said. Trying to read backwards while fighting is not easy. Not for me, anyway. Get him, Alize. Use that LB on his ass. The bleed was worth it. That's the only way I saw to get the hell out of there. It almost wasn't worth it, Jesus. Oh, insufferable to lots of you. I will spare you, but only this once. Wow, that went by kind of quick. What did I say? I'll spare you, but only this once. Now leave me be! I doubt they will be quite so affable when next we meet. Another chance to pique their curiosity, then. Sure. That's one way of looking at it. Still you press onward? How foolish. I mean, wow. This is one hell of a view. Her Grace's gardens, as beautiful as ever. The path makes a curious pattern, not unlike a magic circle. This is quite something. Damn. Quite the palace. Alright, let's go. With wings of dreams, I bar thy path. Bell horses. Flying pigs! I get it, yeah. When pigs can fly! I conjure forth the garden's wrath. That was the wrong fucking one. Might as well finish it now. Oh, what the? Hold him fast with Thorn and Vine. Wrong fucking attack. Wait. Go with that one. To death's embrace their souls consigned. That's the one. This one. sound of thunder. Those gunshots. Oh. This what? Probably said it backwards, yeah. This. Or maybe not. I think that's actually forward, yeah. Leonin Sith? Let's see. Yeah, it's Leonin Sith. Okay, that's not backwards. These cretins have sullied the sanctity of your garden. They must be dealt with. They certainly have a gift for creating familiars. Only there were not so many. Well, it is what it is. What do we got? Come then, little ones. Let me show you the delights of my garden. It's a booba plant lady. It's, Poison Ivy or something from Batman. The only thing I can think of when I think of booba plant ladies.
I will not hold back.
Stick your ass in my face. Just because I was behind. The time has come to play, my children. Hearken to my melody. Not if we can help it. Oops. I meant to... this. I like what she played on the harp, though. Grow, my children, grow! Show them the glory of your splendor. Still not balanced though. Too early. Shit. That only has one cartridge. I should have paid more attention. I shall bloom again. Well, I'd rather not have to do that again. Yeah. Alright, I don't really need to pick up any of this stuff anymore. The garden is ruined. Ruined! Mark my words, you will pay for this. I summon thee from flesh of stone. Moving. There we go. Not even gonna try to read that backwards. We got better things to do. We gotta get the hell out of here. With wings of dreams to grind their bones. More flying pigs. Alright. Why do you persist? Why will you not let me... leave me be? Whew. I can't but wonder how lonely they must be. Yeah. They made phantom, They seem to be phantom people of, well, like images of the people that used to live here, basically. Knights immortal, heed my call! This again. Seize the intruders who besmirch thy hall! Oh shit! You can catch this one. Get over here. You little shit boy. Know your folly. Where have I heard that one before? These dudes hit pretty hard. And by King's judgment, see them fall. Oh shit.
Away with you!
Put it on this guy. Pull them out of the paintings. I see you cannot be dissuaded from your misguided path. A pity. As if we're glimpsing into the past. The people of Ilbert. You have sullied these halls long enough. Come, Lugus, our guests yet want for company. Doesn't look like a pneumo to me. But, hey. Insatiable flame. Lucas. That's hot. Pretty fiery looking. I do believe we now have not only their territory, but their attention as well. Only their curiosity. I do believe we now have not only their curiosity, but their attention as well. I read that wrong. And we had best not waste it. Agreed. Go, Lucas. Turn them to ash. I care not how. I guess they're just gonna watch from back there then, huh? Scorching left. Yeah, they're good to the way. Holy shit. Otherworldly heat. Yeah, that's a pretty, design we made. Why did I bother kicking? Yes, set them alight with your undying flames. Burn bright until they are naught but cinders. We'll burn your furniture. How about that? Fire's domain. Put some distance between the two. Okay. That didn't. Oh, okay, it did him. Holy shit, you stole it. Don't die. Jesus Christ. I heard her say something that sounded like she was gonna die, and I saw her health, and I was like, holy shit. I'm taking this one. Jesus.
If I must.
Actually, she'll get hit. Oh, and I'm still not. Jesus. Yeah, that's a dangerous game for extra DPS there. Ah, tank privilege, I probably would have lived. But still. Whew. Now they have little choice but to hear our plea. I did not see what she said. Damn, that's quick. 15 seconds. What did she just say? Perhaps now we have afforded ourselves an audience. Okay. Just curious. You too? Phew, I'm glad for that to be over and done with. We'd best leave the negotiations to Alfino and the Exarch. Yeah. She knows her places on the battlefield. She's like, I'm not one for politics and parlaying. There's always the off chance that has like a little minion or something, so might as well open the last one at least. Well fought. Yeah. You gonna listen to us now? Gonna have ourselves a peaceful little sit down? Or we're gonna keep scrapping? Which one's it gonna be?
That was my fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Actual Nimble.
Backlook, 'tis good to see you again after all these years. And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
Sake? Beg?
Our comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence! You bastard!
He knows the right words.
It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men. You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion. But I know that the Numo are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to heal.
Can't help it because they're dogs, right? The Numo, I mean. They're meant to be a type of dog. So those words...
If you will not be satisfied, I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just... No, I mustn't. Not again.
Fellas, we needed one more word of persuasion.
Damn court mage seemed to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety. Oh, you know not what you ask of me, what horrors my knowledge has wrought.
You mean the magical plague of Wilbert?
You know of the plague?
Yep.
Then you know how dangerous soulcraft can be. Instead of saving your friends, you risk damning them. Are you sure you're willing to take that chance?
No. No.
Oh, very well. I will hear your petition, but that is all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
Commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
Mission accomplished. We did it. Nothing up. There you are. The others have gone on ahead to the Crystal Tower's Beck-Luke. For the record, I truly wish we hadn't had to resort to using such words when treating with them. Excuse me. I have ever sought to convince, not compel. Yet I cannot deny that a part of me is glad Uyanje shared his knowledge of the Numo with us. Had he not, Beck-Luke wouldn't be here. The words that tempt him, yeah. Speaking of whom, we should hurry. Keep our guests waiting would only add insult to injury. Yep. Let's go. You may now enter the Grand Cosmos as a part of NPC players. Right, the trust system. A welcome guest. Well, I think I'll accept this and then go to... We're probably going to go to the Crystarium, and then I'm going to take another break. But actually, how has it been? It's been like... Yeah, I might as well. It's close enough. We mustn't dally here any longer, Leon. If Beck-Luke is to hear the truth of our travails in the first, you of all people should be present. Right. Wait, cutscene might start as soon as I go in there. So I think I'll just wait over here. Well, maybe it's fine. Sometimes that happens, so... Alright, I'll be back in about 5-10 minutes. Actually, I gotta check something really quick. Depending on how this goes, I might actually just end the stream right now, to be honest. 1 second. Nope, never mind. Yeah, I'll just take a break and I'll be back in a bit.